As I have already informed you that in class 11th, you are going to have 3 units. The unit 1 will be your computer system and organization. The unit 2, that will be your computational thinking and programming part 1. Part 2 will be available in your class 12. And the third unit will be society, law and ethics. That means altogether, we are having only 3 units that we need to complete in class 11th. Unit number 1 is basically computer system and organization. It covers the basic of computer system that you must have learned in your previous classes, in which you are going to learn what are the types of software, how the software works, and what are the software we can use to run the programming language that we are going to use in this syllabus, that will be your Python. This unit also covers one part, that is your number system. So unit 1 is divided into 2 portions. The first portion is your system software related part, and the second portion is your number system. In the second unit, we will learn entire programming technique of Python, and that is much more important, and this will be continued, this will be copied and pasted to class 12 also. You can see here 45 marks is covering from the second unit solely. So this is very much important for us, even for our board examinations. And the third unit, that is society, law and ethics, in which we will learn how computer science will affect the society, what are the law that we have to follow when we are using the computer system, when we are working on the cyber society, and what are the ethics that we have to follow on the online system. So actually unit number 1 and unit number 3 is totally entirely theoretical based chapter. Although unit 1 is having 5 practicals, but these practicals are not necessary, because in these practicals you would be guided that what are the parts of computer, and how input devices are different from output devices and so on. I think all of these things you must have learned in your previous classes, but I will introduce the things also in the for you in your class 11 syllabus. So these are the 3 units that we are going to learn in class 11. So altogether just 3 units we have to complete. That is the good part of our syllabus. We will start with computer system and organization, unit 1. In this unit, as I have already informed you, that entire unit is divided into 2 portions. This unit 1 is divided into 2 portions. First one is the software related part, and second one is your number system. So first I will start from number system, so that I can brush up your mind. You will feel much freshness after completing the portion of number system, because system software related part is the part in which you just have to mug up. So now start number system conversions. First I will introduce you what is a number system. You can see here there are 4 types of number system: decimal number system, binary number system, octal number system, and hexadecimal number system. Decimal number systems are those number systems which we follow in our mathematical related work, in our real life. Why it is named as decimal? Because in maths we are having deci means 10, and in maths we are having unique 10 digits, and that digits are 0 to 9. And just because of these 10 numbers, this number system is known as decimal number system. Binary number system, binary means 2. So this will be the number system which will have unique 2 digits only, and that unique digits are 0 and 1. And this is the main part which is understandable to our computer. That is why we are here to learn the number system, because whatever we write, alphabet, numbers or anything in our computer is totally unrecognizable for our computer. So when we are writing anything, A, B, C, D or anything, it will first convert it into computer language so that the computer can understand what we have given, what the instruction was given by the user or the programmer. So first our sentence is converted into binary system, and that binary system is having the instruction which can be followed and which will be followed by our computer. Then what are octal and what are hexadecimal number system? Octal means 8. The number system in which we are having only 8 unique digits, and in the octal number system the 8 unique digits are 0 to 7. You can count 0 to 7 altogether. We are having only 8 unique digits. That means in octal number system we can't write 8. It must be below 8, that is 0 to 7. In hexadecimal number system we are having hexa means 6 and decimal means, as I have already informed you, 10. So in hexadecimal number system we will have 6 plus 10, that is 16. Altogether 16 unique digits. In the coming session I am going to inform you why we need to learn octal, hexa and so on. Just for the simplicity, we are learning the conversion so that we can understand whatever we are writing to our computer, how these will be translated to the computer system, and whatever the language computer is providing to us, how that will be reconverted to our language also. So our language is the decimal language. When I will convert decimal language to binary language, that means I am decoding whatever written by user into the language which is understandable by the computer. So when we are going to learn how to convert decimal to binary, that means we are learning how the code is being interpreted, transferred from the user point of view to the computer point of view. And when we learn the vice versa, that is from binary to decimal, in that part we are going to learn how the instruction given by the computer in a particular coded format will be converted to the language which is understandable by the user by a simple layman. Okay, so one by one we will move ahead. So first, as I have already informed you, what is the meaning of your decimal number system. Let's move ahead. In the next slides you are going to find out what is the meaning of decimal number system. Basically, decimal number systems is a number system which contains 10 digits, 10 unique digits, and that digits are basically 0 to 9. Altogether, when we are going to count it, it will be 10. That is why its base or radix is 10. You need to point out here, base or radix is 10. So whenever we are going to represent any decimal number, let the number is 35. So 35 is a decimal number system. To represent that number system, we need to put the number in a bracket, enclosed with the bracket, and at the bottom of right hand side of the bracket we will write 10. This 10 is basically your radix, or you can say that it is the base of the number. So whenever you are going to find any number and which is written inside in closed bracket, and at the right hand side, if you are going to have, you are going to see a number which is 10, you have to understand that this is a decimal number. But if you are going to see this 2, so it will represent something like 101 under bracket, and at the bottom I am writing here 2. So this is the representation of binary number system. When I am going to write 35 again, but at the bottom of the number I am going to write 8. This will instruct us that okay, this 35 is not 35, this is 35, which is an octal number. Same way, if I am going to write here 16, it will be known as hexadecimal number. This part is known as radix or base. So basically radix is, as you can see here, radix means total number of digits used in any number system. It can be asked in your examination that what do you mean by radix. So it is the thing, it is the total number of digits used in any system. If you would like to ask in between the class, you can raise your hand. I can see your hand and I will reply you. Now let's move ahead. I think you must have written all these lines. I will provide you sufficient time to note down. Look at the example of a decimal number. You must have learned the decimal number in the same way in your class 3 or 4 session. When you were in class 3 or you were in class 4, the same way you have got the training about what is the decimal, what is the your unit place, what is tens place, what is the hundred place, and what is thousand place. The same way we can represent a number which is 5621, and that will be known as 5621, because we can see here that 5 is written at the first, second, third, and fourth position. 5 is written at the fourth position. So at the fourth position, if we are going to write any number, that will be treated as the thousandth of the number. So it is 5000. If we are going to write 5 here, it will be 500. That is at the third position. If we are going to write 5 at the second position, it will be 50. And if I am going to write 5 at the first place, it will be only 5. So position matters here. That's why it is written here, the decimal number system is a positional number system. So when we are going to present any digit at a specific position, based on the value of that position, their number name will change. Since I have written 5 at fourth position, the number name will be 5000. Since 6 is written at the third position, it will be 600. Same way 20 and same way 1. So altogether it is 5621. But how this 5621 was calculated? It was calculated just because of the calculation we can see here, which is 5 is multiplied by 10 cube, 6 is multiplied by 10 square, then 2 is multiplied by 10 to the power 1, and finally 1 is multiplied with 10 to the power 0. Any number to the power 0 is always 1. So whenever we will calculate any number to the power 0, it will be 1. Okay. The question arises here that why this type of silly things, this type of silly calculation we are learning in class 11. Because just it is an example how decimal number works as the positional number system. Same way binary number also act. We are moving to the binary number where it will be helpful for you to find out what is the meaning of positional number system. Question, one more thing you need to point out here, that it is 10 cube. Why it is 10 cube? Because we are following decimal number system. According to decimal number system, we will calculate all the powers to the base 10. The radix will be 10. That is why it is written here 10 cube, 10 square, 10 to the power 1 and 10 to the power 0. Let's move ahead. Now, binary number system. Same way, just that of your decimal number system, binary number system is also a positional number system. That is why I have given so much time to give you the concept of positional number system in the decimal number system, positional numbering system for the decimal number system. The same way we are going to calculate the binary number system also. It is also positional number system. But since decimal number system accept only 2 digits and the digits are 0 and 1. That is why the radix, the base of the binary number system will be 2. The binary number system is also known as base 2. The values of the positions are calculated by taking 2 to some power. As we have seen in decimal number system, it was 10 cube, 10 to the power 3, then 10 square, then 10 to the power 2, then 10 to the power 2, then 10 to the power 1, and then lastly 10 to the power 0. Same way, when we will discuss about binary number system, it will be something about 2 to the power 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 2, 1 and 0 and so on. So in binary number system, everything will be calculated based on the base of 2, because the radix of binary number system is 2. I hope that you must have noted down. Let's have the example of a binary number system. You can see here I have written 3 numbers and all the numbers are having different combinations of 0 and 1. Like first one is 11001010, but in the next one 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, altogether 8 ones, and the last one is 8 zeros. In the coming slides, in the coming session, we are going to learn what basically is the exact decimal value of all these binary number system. If I am writing 11001010, what does it really mean? If it is 81, what is the value of this 81? If it is 80, then what would be the value of these 8 zeros? In the coming slide, we are going to learn how to convert any binary number to decimal and vice versa. Next number system is the octal number system. As I have already informed you, octal number system is having the base 8 and the unique digits are 0 to 7. Its base or radix will be 8. because we are having 8 unique digits, and that is 0 to 8. The last line written here is group of 3 binary digits can be used to represent one or each octal digit. Don't get bother for this line. I am going to explain this line when I will explain you detail in the octal number system. Basically, this is informing you that whenever you are going to represent a binary number system, an octal number system in the form of binary digits, you can have at most 3 digits, only 3. It can be something like 101 or 100 or 111 and so on, but maximum of 3 digits, because after 3 digit octal number doesn't accept anything. So if we are going to move more than 3 digit, let it be a 4 digit, it will be converted to hexadecimal number. I will explain you why when I will provide you the detail about how the things will be converted. Hexadecimal number system, it is having the base of 16. The question arises here that we know that in math we are having only at most 10 unique digits, that is 0 to 9. Even when we are representing 10, 10 is nothing, it is the combination of 0 and 1. So then how to represent a number system more than 10 digits? So you can see the chart. Whenever we need to represent a number more than 10, for example, since we have started from 0, so we will start from the 0. The last unique digits, as we are knowing, in the decimal number system is also we are having the last unique digit, that is 9. So then how to represent 10? In decimal number system we can represent 10 by the combination of 1 and 0, but in hexadecimal number it will be represented by an alphabet by capital A. It will be capital A, not small a. So capital A will be the representation of 10. Same way, capital B will be the representation of 11. Capital C will be the representation of 12. Capital D will be the representation of 13. And same way, 14 will be represented by capital E, and the same way 15 will be represented by capital F. So these are the nomenclature that we need to follow when we will be solving hexadecimal number system. That we will take care that when we have to represent all these numbers from 10 to 15, only 15, not above 15, then the number must be represented as the alphabet like capital A or B or C or D or E or F. Okay. So detail will be given to you when we will be solving the number system. I think we can move ahead. So right now we are just having the introduction of the number system, and now we will approach to the actual number system and their conversions. Now, this is the binary number system, its equivalent, octal number system, and its equivalent, the positional value. This scale we will discuss in detail by calculation. So for the for right now, just have a look how a binary number system 000 is represented at the base of 10 and so on. Okay. So this is the positional value of the binary number system. So don't need to bother for what the number, why these numbers are written here. Just wait for few moments. We are going to convert the numbers, and then we will understand why this chart is given to you. When I am writing any binary number system, for example, 111011101, the last digit will be known as LSB. This one will be known as LSB. That is least significant bit. And the first one, that is the leftmost one from my side, will be known as MSB. That is most significant bit. When we are discussing it as the concept of binary, or we can say that this is also known as least significant digit and most significant digit. You can tell it, you can say it like most significant bit or most significant digit. Same way, least significant bit and least significant digit. When you are telling least significant bit, you have to consider that this b must be in small letter, because small b is the representation of a bit. And what is a bit? Bit is basically the representation of either 0 or 1. When I am representing only 0, it is a bit. When I am representing only 1, it is also a bit. And the representation of bit is done by small b, not capital B. Why not capital B? Because capital B is the representation of byte. What is byte? You are going to learn this in the coming slides. Basically, byte is the combination of 8 bits. This is the mathematical nomenclature of binary number system. So the combination of 8 bits is known as 1 byte, and the byte is represented by capital B. But when I am representing only one bit, one symbol, either it will be 0 or it will be 1, it is represented by the small b, and that is your bit. So we will represent the last one as LSB. Right hand side, the last one will be LSB or LSD, that is least significant bit or least significant digit. And same way, left hand side, it will be the MSB, that is most significant bit and or the most significant digit. In the hexadecimal number system, same way, you can see here the last, in any number system, or it can be your octal number system or any number system, this will be your least significant digit, and the leftmost area will be the most significant digit. These are the nomenclature that you have to know before solving the actual conversion. I think you must have written the example. Now how to convert a decimal number into binary number system, we will learn. We will start from this one with a fresh mind and with a fresh time. For today, I am closing the session on this slide only.